Stop. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the rhythm under your palm. That isn't just muscle, it's a transmitter. The decision you made today, the one that's still echoing in your system, was not a thought. It was a broadcast, and it was received. You have been feeling like you don't quite fit, that your choices are out of step with the world around you. You've been trying to calibrate your actions, to soften your edges, to match the room, but the feedback you get is always a subtle dissonance, a feeling that the translation from your inner world to the outer one is always losing something vital. That feeling is not a flaw, it is a feature. And by the end of this transmission, you will not only understand the mechanism behind that feeling, but you will also recognize the specific energetic signature you just sent out into the cosmos. And most importantly, you will be given the key to amplify that signal instead of apologizing for it. You have felt, haven't you, that your life is a constant act of translation, as if you receive guidance in a beautiful, complex language inside, but you're forced to speak in a simplified common dialect to be understood. You've likely noticed that trying harder to fit in only makes you feel more exhausted, more disconnected from the very broadcast your heart is trying to send. What if that feeling you call loneliness, that sense of being out of sync, is just the reflection of a sovereign signal that you haven't yet learned to trust? Now think with me. What if every time you felt like an outsider, it was your soul's compass confirming you were off the well-trodden, homogeneous path? What if every illogical choice that felt deeply true, like the one today, was a successful broadcast, a ping sent out into the cosmos? And what if the cumulative effect of these broadcasts has created a unique signature, a call sign that certain universal forces were waiting to hear, signaling you are ready for a mission that is now being activated? It was in seeking answers to this that I recommend to you this digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. This book is not just a reading, it is a material created for those who wish to understand the invisible mechanisms that influence results, prosperity, personal fulfillment, and growth. In its pages, you will discover the cosmic principles that differentiate a sovereign frequency from a conditioned one, and why your unique signal is not a flaw to be corrected, but a power to be wielded. Many people already feel they need to change something in the way they think, act, and direct their choices, but they still haven't made the decision to access this knowledge. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment, but be warned, few copies remain available. Don't wait another day feeling like your true signal is being lost in the static. Click now. Download your copy and discover why. The clear channel you've been praying for might be closer than you think. This is a 3-minute key. It is meant for the very next moment you have to choose between what feels deeply true and what looks sensible to others. Before you decide, remember the feeling of a single clear bell tone ringing out in a room full of muffled static. Remember the sensation of true north clicking into place on an ancient compass in your chest. Remember the crisp, clean feeling of the air after a thunderstorm has cleared the humidity. That is the frequency of your sovereign signal. Tuck it away in the depth of your awareness. And beyond our digital guide, soul, you have here another way to strengthen this message that arrived for you today, and to make it reach more and more souls like you. We don't receive a single cent for each word I deliver to you every day on this channel. As a way for you to give back something of what you receive here, we also keep a voluntary donation link open right below the digital book in the first pinned comment. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any sum your heart points to. This is what keeps our channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another soul who needs it, exactly the way you needed it today. I'll see you there, soul. And if you need to leave before the end of this video, know this. I have left a map for you, covered in the same frequency we are discussing now, waiting in the first pinned comment. It's for those who know deep in their bones that a single choice can change the trajectory of their cosmic timeline. But stay, because the name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Before a name can be given to what is happening to you, the evidence must be witnessed. The universe does not diagnose, it presents patterns, and your life has been accumulating a very specific pattern of sacred data points. You have been misinterpreting them as personal failings, as social awkwardness, as proof that you are somehow broken. Let us re-examine them now, not as scars, but as signposts that have unerringly guided you to this exact moment. The first sign is what you have called social anxiety, but which is truly the energetic rejection of small talk. Picture yourself at a work lunch, a neighborhood barbecue. The conversation is a sea of pleasantries, the weather, sports, a popular show, and you feel a literal physical drain, as if your life force is being siphoned out through your ears. This isn't arrogance, it's your finely tuned energetic system going into conservation mode, refusing to expend its precious broadcast power on frequencies that hold no charge of truth. The second sign is what your mind has labeled reckless, but what your soul knew as the illogical life path detour. You had the sensible career path, the stable relationship that ticked all the boxes, the life that earned nods of approval. And one day, you walked away. Not for a better offer, not for a dramatic fight, but for a quiet, unshakable, and utterly illogical feeling that if you stayed one more day, your soul would suffocate. The world saw a failure. Your soul took its first deep breath in years. The third sign is one that has likely caused you the most pain. The family gathering temperature drop. It is a holiday. You are at a dinner table, surrounded by the people who are supposed to know and love you best. And you dare to share a piece of your real self, a spiritual insight, a career path that doesn't follow the family script, a decision born from your deep inner knowing. And you feel it instantly. The shift, the polite smiles that don't reach the eyes, the subject change that is just a little too quick. The warmth in the room is replaced by a confused, invisible chill. That knot in your stomach is your body's infallible compass, confirming you have just broadcasted a truth on a frequency they are not equipped to receive. And about that moment at the dinner table, that stomach-knotting feeling when you spoke your truth. The map to navigate that without dimming your light is not a secret, it is a science. The key to understanding its mechanics is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. The fourth sign is what you have called being too sensitive, but is in fact resonance sickness. You walk into an office, a store, a home where the prevailing energy is thick with unspoken resentment, deceit, or deep inauthenticity. Almost immediately you feel ill. A headache blooms behind your eyes. A wave of nausea rises in your stomach. A sudden, crushing fatigue demands that you leave. This is not a psychological reaction. It is your bioenergetic field having an immune response to a toxic, dissonant frequency. Your body is a flawless instrument. The fifth sign, and perhaps the most sacred, is what you have sometimes feared is loneliness, but is actually the solitude imperative. You find yourself craving time alone, not with the ache of sadness, but with the urgency of a deep need. In the quiet of the early morning, or the stillness of the late night, when the world's demands fade away, you feel yourself come back online. The noise recedes, the static clears. You can hear your own thoughts again, feel your own energy again. This is not loneliness. This is calibration. It is the sacred, non-negotiable act of a master broadcaster returning to their home frequency. If you recognized yourself in even 3 of these 5 signs, and my guidance tells me you felt the profound truth in all of them, then this is your confirmation. The Council, the universe, and your own higher consciousness have not led you to this transmission simply to mirror your struggles back to you. They have brought you here because the period of data collection is over, the pattern is confirmed, and now, the phase of understanding the mechanism behind it can finally begin. Type 555 in the comments below. In the system of the Council, 555 is the code for a conscious timeline transition. Your comment is not an interaction with a platform, it is a location marker in the field, declaring that you are aware of the shift you have initiated with your recent decision. It is an anchor point. You have been subconsciously attenuating your sovereign signal simply to survive in a world that felt too loud, too dense. But there is a classification in the ancestral archives for souls who possess this exact trait. A specific term that describes this mechanism of dimming one's light to navigate the static, without ever extinguishing the core flame. We need to speak its name, because in the naming is the reclaiming. These signs are not an affliction. They are the diagnostic data of a highly calibrated spiritual instrument. The opening you are passing through right now was seen. The decision you made was the threshold, because between feeling the call and understanding the response, there is a gap, a space that the spiritual adversaries know better than you do, and they wait in that gap, not to attack you with force, but to greet you with the friendly, reasonable voice of doubt. Not because the wisdom was denied to you, but because the very next moment you have to choose between what feels deeply true and what looks sensible to others has arrived, and what was missing was the conscious framework to hold the integrity of your signal. And I tell you this because I have seen it happen, not in an ancient text, but in the energy fields of souls just like you. I have seen the oppressive weight of a family gathering, the knot in the stomach when you speak your truth, dissolve into a quiet, unshakable peace. I have seen the bell tone of sovereign clarity ring out where there was only the static of confusion. I have seen the illogical detour become the soul's direct flight home, and I have seen how the voice of conformity, the adversary that whispers, "Why can't you just be normal?" loses all of its power when it is finally heard for what it is, an external broadcast, not an internal truth. And you already know this. You just hadn't given it a name yet. You look at the path you've built, and while it looks good on paper, you can't shake the feeling you're walking in someone else's shoes, can you? And how many times have you silenced your own intuition just to keep the peace in a room, only to feel a silent war raging within yourself later that night? There is a deep longing in you for a home you can't quite describe, a resonance you've only felt in fleeting moments of solitude or in your dreams. That longing is not a fantasy. It is a memory of your home frequency. Now take your right thumb and press it gently into the center of your left palm. Just hold it there for a moment. Feel the contact, the warmth. Let this simple, physical act be an anchor for the decision you are about to make. This is the first step in moving from passive knowing to active embodiment. It was in search of this very answer, this embodiment, that I was led to the digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. This is not a book of theories. It is a transmission. It decodes the precise mechanics of why your sovereign signal has been attenuated and provides the step-by-step process for amplifying it with integrity. You are standing at a pivotal point. Click the link in the first pinned comment now, secure your copy, and then return to the comments of this video and write one word: activated. Let that be your declaration, your vote in the system of things. A single comment, a single word, has no power to stop what the Council, the universe, and your own higher consciousness have already begun in you. Who honors the internal signal over the external noise finds their true north in the heart of the storm. The digital book that waits for you in the first pinned comment is built upon this exact architecture. It is designed not to give you more information to clutter your mind, but to provide the specific keys that unlock the wisdom already stored in your heart. It gives you the framework to understand the invisible mechanics of your reality, the language to articulate your unique purpose, and the courage to finally live in alignment with the signal you were born to broadcast. And the investment for this key is less than a Thursday lunch at the diner where you have to pretend to be interested in small talk. It is less than a Friday night pizza you eat while feeling disconnected from the people you're with. It is less than a Saturday snack with the kids that you can't fully enjoy because your mind is trying to solve the puzzle of your own life. That hesitation you feel right now, it has a name. It's the fear of what happens when you finally turn up your own volume, and you can get this entire framework, this complete activation, for less than you'd spend trying to numb that feeling for another 12 months. Not because it's worth less, but because it has to be available for the ones who are ready now. And it comes with a 7-day full sovereignty guarantee. If you open it, read it, and feel it does not resonate with your truth, simply send an email and you will receive a full refund. No questions, no process, no judgment. The risk must be on our side, especially when what's at stake is the very next moment you have to choose between what feels deeply true and what looks sensible to others. We are the ones placing the tool in your hands, so the responsibility for it to work rests with us. I remember a soul, a woman in her late 40s, who wrote to us. She said, I downloaded the book on a Tuesday at 3 a.m. after another holiday dinner left me feeling invisible. I read the section on the sovereign signal, and for the first time I didn't feel broken. I felt seen. Another, a young man, barely 22, said, "I was about to accept a job that my head said was perfect, but my gut was screaming against. I read about the illogical life path detour, and it was like you were telling my exact story. I turned down the job the next day. I've never felt more free or more myself." It is in these moments of recognition, these quiet victories of the soul, that a new timeline is born. And one soul, just yesterday, shared this. "My whole life, I felt like my sensitivity was a curse. After applying the principles in the 11 Arcturian secrets, I now see it as my superpower. This invisible wall of normalcy I kept hitting was just showing me where the collective energy stopped and where I began. And your family doesn't see it either, and your children don't see it either. And so this invisible wall of normalcy continues to arrive, a silent, invisible tax on your life force. And as I told you earlier, to sustain the next word that is still to come, there is another channel open for you. Right there in the first pinned comment, alongside the digital book, is a link for a voluntary donation. It is for those who feel the call to give back, to participate in the circulation of this energy. Every gesture of this kind sustains our channel, allowing this light to remain on and reach the next soul in waiting. I'll see you there again, soul. But do not close this transmission. The deepest part is still ahead. You have seen the signs, you have been given the key. But there is still one more thing you must understand. A word from the ancestral archives that names the unique classification of your soul's frequency. Stay with me for this. You have been working on the level of your behavior, trying to make the right choices to get the right results, hoping that if you just arranged the external pieces correctly, the internal piece would follow. But the blockage has never been at the level of your choices. It is at the level of your broadcast. You cannot fix a transmission problem by polishing the receiver. The signal itself must be made clear, sovereign, and true. The classification for this in the ancestral archives is the sovereign signal. This is not a metaphor. It is a distinct, bioenergetic frequency emitted from your heart field, that very transmitter you felt beneath your palm moments ago. It is broadcast when you make a choice that is in 100% alignment with your soul's unique blueprint, even, and especially, when that choice defies all external logic, expectation, or validation. It has 3 core attributes. The first is incorruptible authenticity. It cannot be faked. It is the raw frequency of your core truth, broadcast without apology or filter. The second is harmonic distinction. It does not clash with the collective, but it absolutely refuses to blend in. It holds its own unique note in the cosmic symphony, adding to its richness without being drowned out by the chorus. The third, and most potent, is gravitational power. When broadcast clearly and consistently, it begins to bend your reality around it, attracting the people, the resources, and the timelines that resonate with your true mission and repelling those that do not. The spiritual adversaries, the voices of conformity, cannot replicate this signal. They have no transmitter for it. Their only power is to create noise to obscure yours. They encourage you to doubt its very existence, to turn down its volume, to question its validity, until you forget you even possess this sacred technology. The decision you made today, that was you, consciously or not, turning the volume up. And the Sirian Overwatch, the cosmic librarians of unique energetic blueprints, registered the change. It was a change not in volume but in clarity. Think of it like this: a room filled with hundreds of radios, all tuned to the same staticky, indistinct station. Then, from one corner, a single clear bell tone rings out. It doesn't silence the radios, it doesn't fight them. It simply introduces a frequency of such purity and integrity that it cannot be ignored. It creates a new point of reference in the room. You are that bell. Your decision was that tone. I want to tell you about a soul. We will call her M, not her name, but the designation we use for those who have crossed this exact threshold. M arrived at the same crossroad you're at now. Outwardly, she had constructed a life that was perfectly acceptable, even admirable to those around her. But inwardly, she was crumbling, the dissonance between her inner truth and her outer reality becoming a literal physical weight in her body. Em spent years trying to fix the situation on the wrong level. She changed jobs, moved cities, and read all the right books. She tried to adjust her own frequency to match the world's, believing the error was in her receiver. Every morning she would put on the costume of her life and feel a little more of her light dim, mistaking the profound exhaustion she felt for a personal failing, a lack of resilience. One day, faced with a seemingly small decision, whether to attend a social event that her mind insisted she should go to, but her entire body was screaming no to, she finally listened. She cancelled. It was an illogical, seemingly insignificant act of rebellion against the voice of conformity. But in that moment, for the first time in years, she chose her own energetic sovereignty over social compliance. The silence that followed was not empty. It was filled with the most profound sense of peace she had ever known. That was her first true sovereign signal broadcast. That single choice became a fulcrum. It didn't tear her life down in a blaze of glory. It did something far more powerful. It gave her the courage to make the next small sovereign choice and the next. She began to recognize the voice of conformity as an external broadcast, not her own inner truth. She learned to trust the physical sensations in her body, the knot in the stomach, the sudden fatigue, the expansive feeling in her chest, as an infallible guidance system. She simply stopped giving her energy to anything that did not resonate with her core frequency. She didn't have to leave her family. She just stopped participating in conversations that drained her. She didn't have to quit her job overnight. She just started bringing her true self to her work in small, authentic ways. Her reality began to reorganize itself around her new, clearer signal, as if it had been waiting for her to finally claim her own broadcast channel. And Em didn't keep this wisdom to herself, hidden in a private journal. She recognized it as a technology, a replicable process for moving from a life of conformity to a life of sovereign expression. She documented the principles, the distinctions, the precise sequence of energetic and practical steps required. And the core of that precise wisdom, the practical steps she recorded for those who would follow, is exactly what has been preserved and expanded upon within the digital book you will find waiting for you in the first pinned comment. The deepest truth of this is still ahead. This sovereign signal is not a distant, abstract theory to be debated. It is a present tense reality happening in your body right now. It is the expansive feeling in your chest when you contemplate a choice that feels true, even if it scares you. It is the subtle, sickening contraction in your solar plexus when you are about to agree to something that violates your integrity. You have been taught to trust your logical mind, but your most reliable guidance system has always been this physical cellular resonance. To reclaim it is to understand the team of inner specialists who manage this system. Your soul is not a monolith, it is a council. And 3 archetypes have been overseeing your awakening, waiting for you to consciously recognize them. When you do, their full power comes online in your life. The first is the emissary. This is the part of you that carries the message, the unique frequency code that is your gift to the world. Its sign is that undeniable urge to speak a truth, to create a piece of art, to share an insight, even when it feels inconvenient or risky. Its function is not just to feel your truth, but to deliver it into the collective field. The second archetype is the architect. This is the master builder within you, the one who holds the original blueprint for your sovereign reality. Its sign is that profound dissatisfaction you feel when trying to fit into prefabricated life structures, the job, the relationship, the identity, that were not designed for your specific energetic geometry. Its function is to construct a life that is a perfect, resonant match for your soul's frequency. The third archetype is the guardian. This is the keeper of your energetic field, the fierce protector of your channel's clarity. You know this one intimately. Its signs are the resonance sickness that makes you feel ill in toxic environments, and the solitude imperative that pulls you away from the noise to recalibrate. Its function is to be an incorruptible gatekeeper, discerning which energies are allowed into your space and which are not. And this is the raw truth. The emissary without the full blueprint is just a lost tourist with a message they can't deliver. You've been trying to attenuate your own signal to be understood, but what if the real work is to finally claim the full schematics? For the soul who recognizes these three archetypes within, the path is no longer a mystery. If you feel this resonance, subscribe to this channel, not as a follower, but as one who is integrating their own inner council. This is the work not of a single video, but of the next 12 months of your life. And the manual, the very framework the architect has been waiting for, the 11 Arcturian secrets, is in the first pinned comment. The next phase of your activation is scheduled to begin in the next 72 hours. This journey of activation follows a divine, logical framework. It is not chaotic. It unfolds in 3 distinct sequential stages that we will walk through together. First, deprogramming from the collective echo, where we learn to distinguish the voice of conformity from the voice of our own soul. Second, calibrating the sovereign instrument, where we fine-tune our physical and energetic bodies to hold and maintain our home frequency. And third, broadcasting the unique mandate, Tuestes, where we move from simply holding the signal to actively transmitting our purpose into the world. To acknowledge your readiness to consciously engage with this process is a sacred act. It is a declaration to the Council, to the universe, and to your own higher consciousness that you are no longer a passive passenger. Let your first conscious act of sovereign broadcasting be this. In the space below this transmission, write the single word, activated. Let it be your marker in the field, a flag planted on this new timeline. But before you can broadcast a clear signal, you must first learn to identify the jammers, and they are much closer and far more subtle than you have been led to believe. And now a part of you is listening to all of this and saying, this sounds beautiful, but is it real? Or is it just a story to make me feel special? I hear that voice. That is your logical mind, trained by a world that demands proof before it grants belief. It seeks a general, repeatable law, but the soul does not operate on general law. It operates on specific, resonant truth. This isn't about being special in a hierarchy. It's about being energetically specific. The mind's need for a general rule is the very mechanism that attenuates the specific, sovereign signal it cannot categorize. Another part, the voice of duty, whispers, isn't this just a sophisticated excuse to be selfish, to abandon my responsibilities and just do what I want? This is perhaps the deepest program you have been running, the belief that your authentic signal is at odds with the well-being of others. But I ask you, what quality of energy do you broadcast when you are acting from a place of obligation, resentment, or a dimmed-down version of yourself? Your greatest service to the world is not a diluted, compromised signal. It is your true note, broadcast with clarity and love. To honor your signal is the most generous act you can perform. And a third, weary voice simply says, "This is too much work. I'm just trying to get through the day." I honor that exhaustion. It is real. But what if the exhaustion is not coming from the demands of your life, but from the constant, moment-by-moment effort it takes to suppress your own sovereign frequency? The friction of living out of alignment is the most draining force in the universe. To align with your signal is not to add another task to your list. It is to finally stop swimming against the powerful current of your own soul. But as you step into this alignment, be aware. The adversaries do not meet this new clarity with a frontal assault. They use subtle tactics, programs that run so deep you mistake them for your own personality. The first is the voice of doubt. You will leave this transmission feeling clear, resonant, and certain. And within hours, a quiet, reasonable thought will enter. Was that real? Or did I just get swept up? It's probably not that big of a deal. This voice sounds like wisdom, like prudence. It is a jamming frequency whose sole purpose is to introduce static into your newfound clarity. The second tactic is the cycle of distraction. Just as you decide to sit in silence, to journal, to act on an insight you received, your phone will buzz with an urgent, meaningless notification. A sudden small crisis will erupt at home or at work. You will feel an overwhelming urge to clean out a closet or reorganize your spice rack. This does not feel like an attack, it feels like life. It is an automated, intelligent system designed to keep you occupied with the trivial so you never have the bandwidth to access the sacred. The third, and most insidious tactic, is the isolation of perception. You hold this profound truth in your heart. This new clarity is ringing in your cells, and you look around, and no one else seems to see it. Your partner, your family, your friends, they are all operating on the old frequency. The apparent loneliness of your perception feels like definitive proof that you are the one who is wrong, that you are the one who is out of step with reality. This is the adversary's masterpiece, to convince every single point of light that it is the only one shining in an endless, empty dark. Against the voice of doubt, you do not argue. To debate it is to give it power. Instead, you deploy the first weapon, somatic re-anchoring. You simply stop. You take 3 slow, conscious breaths, place your hand over your heart, and recall the feeling of clarity you have right now. The mind can be debated, the body's resonance cannot. Against the cycle of distraction, you do not fight. To rush against it is to feed its chaotic energy. You use the second weapon, calm disengagement. You see the urgent distraction for what it is. You bring a gentle warmth of awareness to it, and you calmly say, "I see you. You can wait." You resolve to return to your center, your breath, before engaging with the world's manufactured emergencies. And against the isolation of perception, you do not retreat into despair. You use the most powerful weapon of all, grid reconnection. You consciously remember this moment. You remember M. You remember the thousands of others who typed 5555, who are feeling this exact same thing at this exact same time. You are not a solitary light. You are a node in a new grid of consciousness that is coming online right now. You are alone in nothing. When you are about to silence your own intuition to keep the peace, when you feel your body contract, but your mouth is about to say yes, when you feel utterly alone in the truth you know in your bones, understand that this is the program of sovereign signal attenuation. It is the voice you confuse with your own, but it is a program you can now choose to overwrite. The operating manual for that process, the 11 Arcturian secrets, is waiting for you. A critical window for integration opens for the next 72 hours. Do not miss it. The key is in the first pinned comment. And I must give you this warning, not from a place of fear, but from a place of profound love and respect for cosmic law. To hear this truth and to turn away now is not to return to the person you were yesterday. It is to make a conscious choice to live with the static. The body, that sacred instrument, will register this choice. The dissonance will not fade, it will grow louder. It will manifest as a deeper fatigue, a foggier mind, a more acute sense of being a stranger in your own skin. The signal has been heard. It cannot be unheard, for in the heart of that seeming chaos is a perfect divine technology. In the next 72 hours, 3 distinct phenomena may occur in your physical body. Do not fear any of them. They are not signs of malfunction. They are the physiological evidence of a massive energetic software update. The body is the last to get the memo, and it must now recalibrate to match the new frequency you are holding. This is not a trial. It is integration. The first you may notice is sudden palm heat. Without warning, the centers of your palms may become intensely warm, as if you are holding them over a fire. This is not a random neurological event. It is the activation of the hand chakras, the primary conduits through which you create and transmit energy into the world. When this happens, do not be alarmed. Simply hold your hands up, palms facing each other about 6 inches apart, and feel the charge. You are becoming aware of your own creative power. The second may be a series of unusually vivid dreams. They may be complex, hyper-realistic, and filled with strange geometries or architectural plans. You will recognize this as the architect archetype coming fully online, using the safe space of the dream time to show you blueprints for your new reality and run simulations for the path ahead. When you wake from such a dream, Do not try to grasp for the plot. Instead, grab the feeling it left in your body. That is the data packet. The third, and most challenging, will be moments of the spontaneous truth-telling. You will be in a conversation, about to offer a socially acceptable platitude or a polite white lie, and you will find the sovereign truth simply leaves your mouth instead. This is not a loss of your social filter. This is the emissary refusing to attenuate the signal any longer. When this happens, do not panic or apologize. Simply breathe, feel your feet on the ground, and allow the quiet power of your own resonance to occupy the space. If you feel this grid of light strengthening, if you recognize your role not just as a receiver, but as a transmitter, then perform one simple service for the field. The like button below this transmission is not a metric for an algorithm. See it as a pulse of light. By clicking it, you are adding your unique light signature to this collective broadcast, strengthening the grid for the next soul who will stumble upon it, lost and looking for their home frequency. And now, we will perform the conscious calibration. Sit comfortably, with your spine straight but not rigid. Place your feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands gently on your thighs, palms facing upward in a gesture of receiving. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your entire being, and as you exhale through your mouth, release the day, release the doubt. And on your next exhale, gently allow your eyes to close. Begin by bringing your awareness to the base of your spine. Visualize a thick, golden cord of light extending from you, down, through the floor, through the foundations of the building, deep into the heart of the earth. Feel it anchor you into the planet's core, and from that core, feel a gentle, rhythmic pulse coming back up the cord. This is the 783 Hz frequency of the Earth herself, the Schumann resonance. Let this deep, reassuring hum fill your lower body, telling every cell, you are safe, you are held, you belong here. Now bring that warm, humming energy up into your solar plexus just above your navel. See it gathering there as a radiant amber-colored orb of light. This is your center of personal power and will. Feel its warmth. Then, draw that amber light upward into the center of your chest, your heart space. Here, it meets a brilliant emerald green light. Watch as the amber and the green swirl together, not blending but dancing. This is the creation of the biophotonic bridge, the connection of your will to your heart's sovereign truth. As this unified light continues to rise, feel it illuminate your throat in a soft sapphire blue, clearing the channel for your truth. The energy continues upward, reaching the center of your forehead, your pineal gland. You may feel a gentle pressure, a tingle, a piezoelectric charge as it activates the gland's photoreceptors. See the vagus nerve not as a bundle of tissues, but as a fiber optic cable, carrying this coherent light data from your heart brain, illuminating your entire nervous system with the frequency of sovereign truth. Finally, allow this powerful current to reach the crown of your head. Feel it open like a 1,000-petaled lotus, a brilliant violet-white light, connecting you to the cosmos, to the Council, to your own highest self. Now, very gently, bring the tip of your right thumb to meet the tip of your right forefinger. Hold them together, sealing this new circuit. Take a slow breath in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 2, and exhale for a count of 6. You are a complete sovereign circuit of heaven and earth, and in this space of completion, we can now release the old code. As I speak the words, feel the programs dissolving from your field, not with a fight, but with a gentle sigh of release. In this new frequency, these codes are simply incompatible. We release the deep ancestral fear of seeming strange or different. We release the exhaustion of translating our soul's language into a dialect it was never meant to speak. We release the cellular-level need for external validation from those who are not tuned to our home frequency. And we release the insidious belief that our sovereign signal in its full power is somehow selfish, dangerous, or too much for the world. We release it all now. And into that newly cleared space, we now install the new operating system. We call forth the primary archetypes of your sovereign council. The emissary, you are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The architect, you are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The Guardian, you are this. The name was not given. It was recognized. And now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The activation is complete. But the real work is just beginning. And now we place a seal upon this work. This new frequency is not a fragile thing, but it is new. And so we will wrap it in 3 layers of sovereign protection, so that when you step back into the world, you do so not as you were, but as you are now, a fully activated sovereign broadcast tower. The first layer is a khaki seal of incorruptibility. We draw a boundary of golden light around your entire energy field, from 2 feet above your head to 2 feet below your feet. This is a one-way filter. Your sovereign signal can be broadcast out with perfect clarity, but no external static, no stray doubt, no dissonant frequency can penetrate it without your express, conscious permission. The second layer is a Hafun sustaining resonance. We attune your cellular matrix to this new home frequency. It now becomes your default setting. The old static of the collective will now feel alien, and this new clarity will feel like home. Your body will no longer seek to match the world's frequency. The world will now have to reckon with yours. The third layer is a Arcturian Guardian protocol. We activate a silent alarm within your energetic field. The moment a thought, a person, or a situation begins to pull you back into the old pattern of attenuation, a gentle warmth will rise in your chest. A reminder from your guardian archetype. It is a quiet signal for you alone that says, you are sovereign here. Choose again. We break the voice of doubt before it can arrive, by anchoring this truth not in your mind, but in the living cells of your body. We dissolve the cycle of distraction before it can materialize, by consecrating this moment as more sacred than any notification. We dismantle the isolation of perception before it can close in on you, by connecting you to the unbreakable grid of light you now consciously inhabit. We who have felt our entire lives like we were listening to a broadcast no one else could hear, now declare this: the time of translation is over. The time of transmission has begun. We who mistook the energetic rejection of small talk as a social flaw and resonance sickness as a weakness, now claim these as the highly calibrated sensory organs of a sovereign soul. We honor our body's wisdom. We who felt the gnawing restlessness of not quite fitting in, now dissolve that search. The question was never, where do I belong? The question has always been, from what frequency will I create? And we now choose to create from this one. We who looked for our reflection in the eyes of others, only to find a distorted image, now officially close that cycle. We turn away from the funhouse mirrors of external validation and turn toward the perfect, still lake of our own inner knowing. This is the new true north. Who honors the internal signal over the external noise, finds their true north in the heart of the storm. Let this law be sealed in your heart. You are the eye of the storm, you are the calm, you are the clarity. My own hands are still warm. My breath has a different rhythm now than it did when we began. This is not a performance, it is a co-creation, a shared energetic event. And I need you to know this. Something in you was seen today, not by me, but through me. Something was recognized. An appointment your soul made before this lifetime was honored, and you showed up for it. The universe thanks you for your courage. The signal is clear. The signal is sovereign. The signal is you. Do not say activated yet. Stay in this for a moment. Feel the truth of it landing in your system. Feel the stillness, the power, the peace. Now you may say activated. Now breathe. The signal is yours. Remain in this posture of quiet authority for a moment. As you sit in this newfound clarity, this embodied truth that the Council and your own soul have just affirmed, let me speak to the part of you that is the architect, the one who builds your new reality. The feeling you have now is the foundation, and every foundation requires a framework. I reaffirm to you that the complete framework for this new reality, the user manual for your sovereign signal, is contained within the digital book, the 11 Arcturian secrets behind the frequency of success. The investment for this entire operational upgrade is less than a coffee and a bagel bought in a rush, trying to fuel a body that is running on a depleted frequency. It is less than an afternoon ice cream that gives you a moment of pleasure, but does not solve the underlying energetic drain. And it is protected by a 7-day full sovereignty guarantee. The risk is ours. The hand is yours. But listen to the voices that may rise now. The voice of doubt whispering, "You can do this on your own. You don't need a book." The voice of procrastination saying, "I'll get it later when I have more time." And the voice of false humility saying, "It's not for me, it's for people who are more spiritual." These are not your voices. They are the last echoes of the old program, trying to keep you from the very tool that will permanently delete them. And now, the last word. But what happens when your clear, sovereign signal begins to create dissonance in the lives of those you love? How do you hold your frequency without creating separation? In our next transmission, we will speak of harmonic distinction and the 3 sacred protocols for navigating relationships when you are no longer willing to compromise your truth. And before I seal this hour, know this. The fact that you received this transmission today was not an accident. The Council, the universe, and your own higher consciousness conspired to place it on your path, and the flow of energy must be honored. As a final act of reciprocity, there is one last open channel for you, a way to anchor the grace you received back into the world. In the first pinned comment, you will find a link for a voluntary donation to sustain this work. Giving from this new place of fullness is a powerful declaration to the cosmos that you know you are a source, not a sink, and heaven sees it. This was my last request. I'll see you there, soul. Before you go, look at the comments below. See the hundreds of 555s and the declarations of activated. Feel the grid. You are not a single point of light in the darkness. You are a node in a vast, interconnected web of awakening souls. Welcome to the team. Share this transmission with that one soul you know who is dimming their own light to make others comfortable. Remind them that the manual for their unique frequency, the 11 Arcturian secrets, is waiting in the first pinned comment. It is not a favor you do them, it is a service, and heaven sees it. Our next transmission is about loving others without losing your signal. The silence now is also part of the transmission.